All right, on our first circuit, we're gonna be in a dumbbell incline press. So we're gonna use our legs to push our upper back to be our support, so we're not just sitting on our butt, we're driving up there. It's not a huge movement, I'm not sliding all the way up. I'm just getting my tension from sitting in my butt, my weight sitting in my butt, to up in my upper back. Driving straight up, pulling straight down. Notice how my elbows stay at about a 45-degree or closer angle to my torso. I press the weight straight up. I pull the weight straight back down. My forearms stay vertical. I lead with my elbows up. I lead with my elbows down. From there, we're gonna flip over in our incline press. You may not use the same weight for this. In fact, because the row you'll be able to go a lot heavier on. We'll be here tall in the row. We're gonna do a big row here for 8 to 10. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. I'm thinking getting my elbows and shoulders back. On number 8 or 10, whatever the last one is, we're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From there, if you've got a tire or a sledgehammer outside, that's what we're gonna use, okay? Because it's beautiful out here in February. If you don't, we can do any sort of vertical chop. So you've got an R&T club, all sort of, you can get a medicine ball is fine. We're gonna be up front, chop down, reach up, chop down, reach up, chop down. And we're trying to decelerate. Got the sledgehammer. Under, over top, throw it down. So we want to always grab on the head of the hammer, right there. We want to come underneath, rise up, so our body follows the hammer. If our hammer's going up, our body goes up, slam down on that bounce, catch the top with the hand. Slam, slam, slam. We'll do 10 to 12 each side. If you're using just a regular chop, 10 to 12 chops, it's great. Get that heart rate up, use that core, use that whole body. We're gonna rest for 2 or 3 minutes before we come back onto our incline press and our row. Okay, we'll have 4 total rounds. Our next circuit, we're gonna have a little block. You can use a bench, something that's about knee height, maybe a little bit shorter, depending upon your range of motion. We're gonna hold a kettlebell or dumbbell, whatever you have. You can hold your baby right here at your chest. I'm gonna have my front foot all the way back up against the block. And this rear foot is my kickstand. It's just gonna be here. I got barely any weight on this back foot. I'm loading all my weight directly into my hip of my working leg, and I'm sinking that butt all the way down, and I come back up. Step back, come back up. Step back, load that hip, come back up. Notice how my torso angle doesn't change. I go straight down and load. If that's easy, maybe take a few boxes off. Take a lower seat, take some pads off of it. You can use plates, maybe take a plate off, make it a lower seat, you can get a bigger range of motion, or you can have more weight. From there, I'd like to get on a glute ham raise. If you've got a Nordic ham support also, that works as well. We're gonna get into here, we're gonna push our toes into the base. This may be the floor if you're working with the Nordic or if you have a partner holding your ankles. And all we're gonna do is start in a squat, and we're gonna stand up, come back out. Push out, come back out. You can use the stick if you need. If you don't need the stick, just ditch it. Coming out and pulling back in. Coming out, get a big stretch in those hamstrings, and then pull back in from that hamstring and glute right here, okay? Straighten the knees, bend the knees. The action is in the hamstring and the glute. We're staying low. Don't try to come up, kneel, and wipe down as far as like a regular glute ham raise. We're trying to do a little mini squat in the supported position here. Really hammers down on those glutes, makes a lot of core work when you're extended, and it's just very hard to control your body out that long, and it helps us with some general kinesthetic awareness. So, our last move, we're gonna go back on our box. Rear foot elevated, okay? We're gonna squat down, and we're gonna chop. I've got a pretty heavy ball here. Okay, nice smooth moves. Notice how I keep my lower body still and I turn my upper body. The ball stays with my chest. So when I ball's down here, my chest is facing this way. When the ball comes up here, my chest is facing this way. Don't just sling the arms around, move that whole upper body. Those shoulder blades move around that rib cage. The rib cage rotates itself. We'll do 10 to 12 on each side, then switch, 10 to 12 on the other side. So we've got 3 moves here. We've got our step back here, load into that hip, stand back up, kettlebell up top, keep that torso upright. We've got 10 on each side here. We're gonna do 8 to 10 in squats and the glute ham. Again, keeping those feet pressed up against the pad and up against the top pad as well. So we're pushing into the pad here and up as well. And then we have our chops on each leg, 10 to 12 as well. For our final circuit, we're gonna do a lateral lunge off of a elevation. So you can elevate this 6 inches, 5 inches, 4 inches. If you're taller, you can go higher. If you're shorter, go a little bit shorter. Our main goal is to start up. We're gonna load down, load, and pop back up. Load into this hip, pop back up. We are also pulling from this adductor, so I'm pushing down into that leg as I come up. You want to fancy this up? We're going to go into a hold right there. So we'll come up into hip flexion and hold right there. You should visually find something to stare at, lock in, and hold that hip flexion. Make sure that you don't cut that seat short, so don't go here, up in hip flexion. Load into that hip, pop in. So when you're trying to bring that leg up, a lot of times we'll short the squat right there. Don't short your squat. We're going to be in a plank. We're going to put our heels, or excuse me, the front of our ankle on the foam roller, just like this. And we're going to be in a regular plank right here. We're going to reach out, come back. Reach out, come back. When I reach with my right hand, I got to push my right foot hard into the ground. When I reach with my left hand, my left foot has to push hard into that foam roller. Okay? I'm trying to hold that, not rush it, and not rotate those hips. So we don't want to see this. We don't want to see that. We want a nice long reach, set it back down. From here, we're going kettlebell swing. Old school, West Coast kettlebell swing. Sit the hips back, shoot the hips forward. Make sure when we shoot the hips back, we keep our hands here tight to our body. We don't want it to sag down here and the kettlebell becoming low. We want that kettlebell to come tight to our body, stand up hard, and throw out. Hinge, throw out. Hinge, throw out. We'll have 12 swings. So, 8 to 10 each side on that lateral lunge. Make sure you get deep enough in that lunge, especially if you're coming up into that hip flexion hinge. And we're going to do 8 to 10 on each side of this plank. Foam roller on the front of the ankles. It's going to create a lot more tension in the core. Make sure those hips don't sag. Keep those hips up. And then we got 10 to 12 regular West Coast kettlebell swings. That'll do the workout. You got 4 rounds there. If you loved it, let us know. If you hate it, let me know. Either way, I hope you have a great workout. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for hanging with us.